Now it's again getting Money and You is getting very interested, and we have invited investors from across India to join this event. There are even few people who have joined us from Middle East and Africa. So that is also wonderful to know that we are even witnessing people this in digital world. We are also witnessing people outside India, which would have definitely not been possible in offline meet. So it's very interesting to have this investors meet. This is again one of a unique concept that AFM has come up, and this has been appreciated by many of industry players and investors also. And the best opportunity is that advisors have invited their clients, their family, friends who want to understand so much from for Money and You. And this is a perfect platform. So we have Mr. S Rao sir with us. He's SVP Head, Investor Education and Distribution Development. Sir, pleasure to have you here among us on Sunday afternoon. Today, Rao sir would be talking on golden years, planning your retirement your way. Everyone is working for money. Everyone is working to earn money, to talk about advisory, financial planning, wealth management. And we cannot leave retirement planning at all. And that is why we have the expert with us. Rao sir, over to you.
I like to help Rauser with this topic, and we have some goals built around retirement, and we'd like to run that first to give it the right flavor. Thank you.
Can we have the goals, please? Yeah. Yes, this is what we wanted to show, though we have covered this topic, but we wanted to show this as well. What do most people miss considering while opting for a health insurance plan? The answer, inclusion and exclusion of the plan, the co-payment clause, waiting period, availability of nearest network hospital. And 67% people are voting for inclusion and exclusions of the plan. Thank you so much. Can we have the next poll, please? Okay, so this is a very interesting question to begin the session, planning your retirement your way. At what age do you plan to retire? Is it 60? Is it 50? It is 40. And wonderful, one option is I will never retire. I would once again read the question for my viewers, and people are really participating, and this poll is something very interesting to know what viewers are thinking about so many interesting topics. At what age do you plan to retire? Is it 60? Is it 50? Is it 40? Is it I will never retire? So very interesting to share. There are people who are even increasing the numbers I will never retire. 40% people are saying at 60. The number is increasing for I will never retire. It's 29%. And very few at 40, but there are people who even dream to retire at 40 and dream to achieve everything till 40. 50, at 50, 21%. So I think most people are voting for retiring at 60, which is 38%. But really glad to share that I will never retire is also 31%. Over to you, Rao sir, our perfect platform again to begin our retirement planning. Okay, one more question we have. Where will you like to retire? In my current home, in a retirement community, in a new city? Where will you like to retire? In your current home, in a new city? A lot of people tend to plan to go to various destinations after retirement. In a retirement community. So it's home sweet home, I think, in my current home. Yeah, but in a new city, nearly 25%. One more question we have. What main activity do you plan to do in your retirement years? Is it traveling, charity, agriculture, learning new things like music, cooking? I think wonderful questions by our AFM team, and it's getting more excited to learn more about retirement. Traveling. So a lot of people who basically cannot travel due to a lot of constraints they have during the working life, they plan to travel after retirement. 55% people. Glad to know charity is again increasing. Learning new things. Okay, so agriculture. Okay, I think the highest one we have got for traveling. Rao sir, over to you now.
Thank you so much, Dimple, and thanks to entire team of AFM for having me here. My personal thanks to Deepak Vas And after Satyajit's the way he put it, NCFE strategy, and it's good to think on retirement. And I really appreciate the poll which you all have created. It's a phenomenal poll, and that poll she says the two major objectives. If I can look at, many of us would not like to retire. It could be out of passion, or it could be out of compulsion. If it is out of passion, fabulous. But if it is out of compulsion, it is a day to plan. And the second one, majority, there are people who want to retire even at 40. That's a fire we call, in I think there is a book in US in 1992. It was a best-selling book, which is called Your Money and Your Life, based on this concept of fire which has come. And this fire is financial independence and retiring early. And there could be various models of fire globally, which is called fat fire, lean fire, and barista fire. But end of it, there was a study which is conducted. In the Western world, which is says 100 guys who planned initially, I would like to, the moment you start your career, and I would like to retire at the age of 40. The success rate was very, very poor. It's just 1% of the population was successful, because all that is, this is one goal we neglect. This one goal we tend to postpone. This is one goal. It is not urgent, and it's not it's if I can put it in Stephen Covey's language, it's important but not urgent. That's where we all tend to postpone. And there was an interesting study conducted in Indian context too. I think our other fund house, Ajitji's guidance, PGIM has done some survey, and here it is also shows 1/3 of the people in the country have not thought of retirement itself. I mean, this is where we would have said, I will not, I'll not retire at all. And there is this is where we can show. I'll quickly run with a presentation, then we will take questions later, and then there is an interesting panel with eminent personalities around. And give me a second to get my. It's going to be the topic Deepak was talking is the golden years, and most of us we call it a golden age plan and GAP, but unfortunately it is a gap for many of us, and this gap is widening. And how do we plan for retirement? I think like when we ask our friends, financial planners in the panel, when we're going to talk later, I mean, personal finance is person before the finance, but how each of us can plan very differently. Cannot be one single plan where we can look at which can suit to any one of us. It could be various methodologies. I'll quickly run my presentation, and maybe next 15 minutes, I'll try to sum it up. And it's also, the 15 minutes is a very short period where we intend to cover a lot. By the way, it's always, even it is like this when you plan for your journey. I mean, if I plan for my retirement at 40 and want to retire at 55, 15 years, which is a very short term. Similarly, this is where I'll struggle now. I run a little faster. So the way you need to save more if you start late, then the way I can put more words per the minute and I can run the show. And this is one goal. Each of us have many other goals. The goals are very plenty. I mean, it could be a buying a car, to the house, or to our child education or vacation. I think some of you mentioned, 50% of you mentioned you want to travel post-retirement, and all that needs second innings, the retirement planning, which is, this is one goal where you can't get any loans. And this is one goal you need to plan. This is one goal will happen to you without even you are planning. It is bound to happen. Which day you retire, we do not know. But the convention wisdom at 60, sometimes we do not know, the pandemic kind of situations will make us to retire sometimes early. There could be an intermittent retirement, and anything is possible. There is one book written by Linda Grant in UK, which says 100 years work life. Sometimes, we are living longer than, how we need to work. I mean, then we need to have an intermittent working. And retirement planning has become much more complicated, but we tend to neglect this. And it is a time to relook why we need to look at retirement planning in a big way. This is the demographics. If I can look at in India, I mean, the 60% of the population today who are, by 2050, majority of them becomes more than 60 years of age. And this is what we look at. This is currently it doesn't look urgency, but by 2050 it is going to be an urgency. How do we plan? This year we are celebrating Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav. I think some of you have heard Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Ji during her budget speech, which she spoke about Amrit Kal, the 75 years to 100 years of India. And similarly for you, what is that Amrit Kal? How you can plan for your Amrit Kal? Then let us look what are the plannings we can do. And it's all broadly when you are managing money. It is not just managing the money. Money is an essential commodity for us, essential tool for us, fulfilling our life. That can be many things. If I can look at on the It is a managing the money, which is your basic, I keep telling the managing money comes in a 4 Gs. That's first you earn your money, get your money. Then you need to grow your money because there is an inflation which is eating away and you need to earn. And whatever every rupee is very valuable to you, you need to guard your money, you have to guard yourself. And the last but not the least, you need to give your money. But when it is coming to the managing money, you come to the investment manager, you have a financial advisor, you have an RIS, where you have various plans, including asset allocations, paying the how to save on the taxes, how you can generate your income, what kind of debt management, where to take loan, where not to take. Then you have various goals in the life. Each of these goals is very different. It could be a child education to the child marriage to the health care and your retirement, which we are focusing at this point of time. It could be an estate planning, and last but not the least, charity. I was glad when you have done this poll. Some of you have mentioned about charity. I think this is the time we need to look. That is one of the key financial goal for us, to contribute to someone's life and giving that in a better way. And then all that leads to peace of mind. When I have a lot of money, but there is no peace of mind, if I'm not sleeping in the in the evening for 6 to 7 hours of my deep sleep, then there is something causing. How do I do that? I mean, all that we are doing is to taking care of your loved ones and living your North Star, your life, and you have a discretionary time. If there is you have freedom to worry, freedom from worry, and nothing to think about the money. And the last but not the least, this is a fulfillment curve of our life, accomplishing the life's purpose and leaving a legacy there. What is that we can do to the golden age? This is we call second innings of the life. I think some of you watched the match yesterday, the World Cup. There is an interesting, West Indies versus India, and Smriti and Manpreet, the way Harmanpreet, the way they've scored their tons. What exactly happened for us to winning this match? It is that they played the best in the first innings. Similarly, our retirement is something like it is our second innings. Your second innings will be better when you play your first innings. Not only you play for first innings, probably you have a substantial money, you create a retirement corpus, and you manage that corpus very well. I think Amir banna kafi aasan hai, Amir bane rehna kafi mushkil hai. How you can do that? It's like in the second innings while you are playing, you are very conservative in giving your runs. Second innings when you are playing, you are reducing your cost of your cost of living, your lifestyle. Then you have a margin to win much better. I think second innings will become winnings when you play the first innings better. That's where your golden age comes in. End of it, friends, in our life, there is a destiny, there is a travel where we need to take part. And if I can look at entire life is a journey from today, the end destination is a financial freedom from tomorrow. I think Suresh ji is there post the panel discussion. We can discuss about, how you can, it's in his wonderful book, he mentioned about this financial freedom, how you can look at it. So financial freedom, I mean, in this journey, how you handle every part of it. Whether it's a career, and then all that how much you are saving. It is how much you are earning is important, but how much you are saving and investing is the most important. Otherwise, everything going to the spending, or if you are not planning your tax rightly, then you end up in missing that bus. Tax planning can become a tool of wealth creation. Investing rightly can become definitely it's a journey to the wealth creation. And you need to have this as an insurance and protection. This is a milestone where you can look at in case of something untoward happens, how you can look at. And all that is leading to the retirement planning. This is what we are discussing today. And for me, life is always LIFE, that is living in financial empowerment. How this living in financial empowerment will happen? If you are not planning for it, it will become living in financial entanglement. Let me look at what are the life cycles we run. There are, each of us have a various stages of life. You may be an young learner, your goals are very different, your focuses are very different. You have a short-term goals, but you also take long-term view on the equity. Then you have a young family, then your planning is getting very different. And you are mid-earning, then your life is becoming a bit different. And that's where you are starting the retirement. There is a study in India which shows people will think of their retirement only after they get their first child coming, somewhere at the age of 30 to 35, they are thinking of the retirement. Then you start those corpus for the retirement, your nest egg you would like to create. And the pre-retirement always it is good is, you need to pay off all the debt. I think my good friend who is a chartered financial planner, Gaurav Mashruwala ji, always says it is at that point of the time loan for you, you need to reverse that loan nullo. And this is where you need to look at, you move from the riskier assets to the safe assets and you plan for your pre-retirement. And this is a stage how you plan for your retirement comes. Retirement doesn't mean that entire money you need to put it in the safe assets. And nowadays we talk about those 3 buckets formula where you can put part of the money to the equity so that your assets can outgrow and your savings will outlive. And basically, you are looking at life into the three stages. First is a wealth protection, second is a wealth accumulation, third is a wealth distribution. How you plan this well will make you to your golden age of your life. Your innings for the second will become better. You are protecting your future, you are giving it to yourself, and you are giving it to the chosen one. This is a fundamental phenomenon we can. But what are the challenges we look at in the retirement? Most of the times retirement happens lot of assumptions. These assumptions may come true or may not come true. Assumptions could be a time horizon, assumption could be a taxation, assumption could be an inflation, assumption could be an interest rates, assumption could be a lifestyle. And these the current scenario, if I can look at falling in interest rates, annuity rates, and you would have planned something, and there is everything dramatically changing. When I started my career, there was no mobile phone. I mean, the cost of living was much lesser. And today, if I can plan for my retirement, a friend of mine who was planning to take a voluntary retirement, he was looking at his retirement corpus when he planned he can get 5 crores and he's done with it. And I was asking him last year when I met, why you have not considered you got a corpus of 5 crores? Then he was talking to me today with my lifestyle, 5 crores is no way sufficient. I need at least three folds of that. This is exactly happening for us on the retirement plan. And your investment underperformance, situation like the current VUCA world, where your funds will underperform for some time. Are you preparing for it? And your risk profile is changing dramatically time to time. These are the challenges we all need to address, and time to time we need to plan very differently. And it's like, then is it retirement planning is only about the money? It is not just money. It is just beyond the money. When I look at golden age plan, money is one means, but there is another one means is you need to have a meaningful retirement. I think some of you mentioned earlier for the charity. That's where you are not only living for you, you are living for someone else, and you're also living for your North Star. That's the purpose of life. And retirees wants that sense of purpose. And there is a multiple ROIs which are changing the world today. I mean, ROI at one point of the time is your return on investment. But after your retirement, it could be a ROI can be a regular your regularity of your income, or it could be a reliability of your income, and it could be a rate of interest what's are coming in, or it's the rate of inflation how it is working. These ROIs can multiply time to time, and it is the time for you need to look your retirement goals. Just not retirement goal, but you are also retiring. You are also looking at your post-retirement lifestyle, because lifestyle we have seen that during the COVID time, our life to manage our life, live life, it is not very expensive. I think some of us would have saved substantial money in the last 2 years, but the lifestyle which eats away our money, and what kind of lifestyle you need to have, and you need to prepare for this lifestyle much before. And then this is what your stages of retirement goal planning comes. There could be multiple stages. The stages can be various stages at this point of time. You can look at the stage one could be the like imagination. Then stage two, it is a 15 years before you think I'm going to retire. And somebody has asked this question was there, where you would like to retire, your current home, or you are traveling somewhere, you are going to a place where it is a lesser cost, you want to live your life very peacefully. Then there is a before 5 years you look at reality. Then there is an agitation. Then there is an anticipation stage. Then there is an anticipation. What exactly will happen after 1 year, after 2 years I retire? Do I manage regular income flow is there? What do I do with my corpus? And what is my responsibilities? Your wants and needs will undergo dramatic change. The normal wants could be very different at this stage. Your wants could be WA and TS. That's want for me is an acronym. What aspects are needed to be looked into it? That's your wants. What aspects needed to look into it? Then your needs will undergo dramatic change at that point of time. What is that? Your new emergencies will come, and there is the existing difficulties to be addressed. How you can look at. Then this is a stage you get a realization. This is my exact corpus. I'm going to live these long years, and you reorient your entire life in a very different way. You adapt, and sometimes when you get into right way, fantastic. Otherwise, there is a stage you can get into the reconciliation. And it's like your current age, your morality age, and when you want to retire, this is what you plan for your retirement age. Pre-retirement to post-retirement, there could be in between there is a period which you can look at the transition phase. I mean accumulation to the distribution, but not that de-accumulation stage. But if you are not preparing, what you will do? It's a prepare to retire. It is sometimes the retirement the COVID has created. Retirement always not an age. There could be a temporary retirement. There could be a merger of the business. There could be a sale. The company would have closed. There could be a retrenchment. There could be a we ourselves would have got enable disability would have come. There could be a critical illness, and all these things to be factored in. But of course, we can't predict everything, but we need to prepare for everything. Preparation makes a lot of difference, so that sudden retirement shock, this SRS, should not come and impact it. For that, right way is to have one your own personal financial advisor. That's where things will taken care. And retire, you need to change your tire into the different gear. How you need to grow. I mean, it's like there is a question which is asked: what do you mean by retirement? Somebody put it very nicely that the first what they put it is the mode where I am moving from active phase of my life to the passive phase of life. What I need to do is my active income, I need to move to my passive income. For that, I need to create my passive income so better, then I can become better. Then in such case, what are those questions you can ask for yourself, to prepare for yourself for your golden age? I'm sure this presentation I'm not going to solve or resolve how your retirement planning should be, but some of these questions can be a thought provoking, where you can go back and look, how do I plan for my retirement? What are the 5 questions I can ask for it? What is a desired lifestyle in second innings of life? Because this is where we are going to live our rest of the life. And what are the hobbies do you have? And what kind of hobbies you need to develop? Hobbies, what you have, maybe a taking time taking and money taking. It is like you need to look at what kind of hobbies you need to develop, where your spending can be less, but where your serving can be more. And it all depends on your income flow and what your expected anticipated income flow, and what is an ROI. One live comfortable life after retirement. There could be what kind of corpus you want to. What is your safe withdrawal rate? It could be a 4%, it could be a 5%, it could be a 6% of your corpus. How you need to plan for it? Multiple ROIs, as I briefed earlier. And how many years to your retirement? Like yesterday I was talking to somebody. He has planned for his retirement, and this guy, a friend of mine, he is retired from United States, and this is a question asked by the Vanguard advisor to him, and he's retired. His mortality age, he was taking it as a 75. That's 60 years is today and 15 years from now, and where he was looking at his 401k, and the Vanguard advisor advised him that probably you can't outlive you can't outlive your money will be exhausted fast. This is what you need to look at, how long you are going to live. And our expectancy and our life expectancy has gone up. I think most of us may be living much more longer. Then we need to plan for much more better and much more better. And this is what exactly how many years you are like to live in your retirement means, where your spending is, your income has stopped and your investment starting with, and which is the period of time where you intend to look at. It is managing your wealth, managing your health, and managing your emotions will play a very vital part. And this conversation can lead to not just return on investments, return on life. We need to look at ROL. But it's what kind of things, non-monetary angle you need to look at. And retirement will always gives us loss of position or title. If uncle of mine who was a retired IS civil servant, and one fine day when he is retired, his vehicle is not there. He was not having his own vehicle, and he got used to. Then he was looking at suddenly a sense of identity. It is like it's a fused off bulb, they call as an anecdote. What is your sense of identity you look at? And you need to prepare for it psychologically. That's why you are managing your emotions. And your social relationships are very crucial. And your friendships, your approach, and your social relations, and your senility, what are the problems you may face it, and what kind of, are you a prosperity conscious, or are you a poverty consciousness? Change your consciousness, how you can look at. Are you prepared for the boredom, how you can handle it, and what kind of anxieties and what kind of depressions you can just imagine which cannot come. And this is the time you have a long life, no work, and your income stops, your expenses does continue. What is that, how you need to handle? And for that, all that you need to do is 4 things. Maintain your lifestyle, you prepare for budget for it, and fulfill your dreams and aspirations. You bucket into that conversations with your advisor, and look at your health, your conditions, your health insurance, and insuring yourself into your healthy habits. And last but not the least, golden years will come when you leave the legacy that you have created something, pass it on. That legacy could be beyond money. It is like, retirement will be golden during the golden period only if you care for it. And many describe new retirement having a freedom to do what you want, when you want, and how to do it. And one should not simply to retire from something, but you should have something to retire. And it is well said, age is an issue of mind over matter. I think if you watch the movie Shakuntala Devi, and she says very nice, very nice. What is your age? Like, it's like she puts it like how you can look at age. Every year you are adding just 1 year, or you are younger than 1 year to the next year. If you don't mind, doesn't matter. You need to work for it. That's what marketing said. Put it in the financial freedom. It is to sum it up, control your one's times and create a largest nest egg possible and income producing assets. you need to create for yourself, and passive income streams which can support your retirement, and freedom to work from your job you love. I think post retirement, not that we are going to sit idle, and you have created a lot of wealth of knowledge. You need to be useful to the society while using that passion can create some purpose. That purpose can give something to your purse, and then how you can move forward. And you can freedom to spend your time and interest on the work. It is a time where you have new life and new. It is a long life ahead where you create a new opportunities and new challenges. And it's a family over finances. You create. You can create a lot of time for your family and freedom to buy things and experience. And financially free is something. It is easier to do. Enjoy little, but you need to follow that wellness. For me, golden age is bringing that gold into your life. That is a GOLD. You need to be gainfully engaged, and whether you are serving the society, serving yourself, you get gainfully engaged so that you are for all parameters you are working for something. Your mental, physical, emotional activities around, and you are optimally invested. This is a financially you need to take care and leave that lifestyle of legacy. What you intend, create that lifestyle. What you can do, and it is a life is going to be a disciplined one, and it cannot be a distracted one. This is what a golden age for the life can work for us. And it is like this. Somebody said very rightly, Oscar Wilde, when I was young, I thought money was the most important thing in life. And when I was old, it is most important. I think, when you are making money doing what you love, we are already retired, but that's the passion can live. And wishing you all very happy and healthy, wealthy life. This is where reality it will come. I'll just stop it here. Any questions, I'll love to take it.
Rao sir, it's always a pleasure to listen from you and always gain new words and terminologies from you. So today you have taught us the definition of life, SRS, gold, and you also taught us the beautiful definition of retirement.
Reach out today and let's do it professionally.